Hey guys, Brian here. This video is going to be a little bit different today. I'm going into some of the YouTubers I like to follow. I'm going to start this one off with a casual kind of beer. It's a little bit of a casual video. This is a Chicken Man beer from my hometown in Georgetown, Ontario. Chicken Man shirt. I thought it was appropriate. I was wearing the shirt that I have one of the Chicken Man beers. It's a beautiful IPA, pale ale. Great beer. Remember, during this COVID time, support your local restaurants, breweries, cideries, whatever. Buy local. Support your local restaurants. Support your local breweries. So in this video, I'm talking about people on YouTube that I like to follow. I'm not calling them YouTubers because some of these people aren't YouTubers. They're not full-time people doing stuff on YouTube. They are typically people that are creatives, people that are working in filmmaking that are also doing YouTube content. And that's the kind of stuff that I like to consume. I like consuming stuff and watching stuff, usually very technical based things, because I'm interested in looking at specs and different things on cameras. And I'm also interested in listening and hearing from somebody that has a background in film, in television, and getting their opinion on stuff. Somebody who is out in the field working. Now, there's a lot of people on YouTube that just do YouTube content, and that is their main job. And yes, they do great stuff. There's amazing things out there. There's amazing storytelling, but a lot of that stuff isn't relevant to me, only because I'm looking for stuff to help develop my craft, to help me in my work that I do for video production and for filmmaking. And I'm looking for people that actually have background in what they're talking about, and I'm not looking at just producing YouTube content. I'm actually looking at creating a lot of other content. So, kind of different in maybe some ideas of who I am watching on YouTube. But I just wanted to go on that list of people and share that with you guys and see what your suggestions and thoughts are. Need a little swig here. I think I'm going to start using beer on other YouTube videos that I'm doing, or all the videos I'm doing. I mean, it really helps to keep your palate wet. Your mouth not going to go too dry. You don't want to be talking moistly. I mean, our prime ministers tell us that we should be careful talking moistly.
Breathing or speaking moistly on them. Oh, what a terrible image.
Let's go into it. The first person on my list. This is somebody I've been following for a long time, since the beginning of the DSLR kind of revolution, or whatever you would call it. And actually before that, using stuff like my HVX 200 behind me, I used to use all the time with a Brevis 35mm adapter, where you'd be able to put old stills lenses on the front of a small chip camera that had to go through a mirror, and that was a way you could get shallow depth of field on a video camera before DSLRs came out and before video cameras started having bigger sensors. And so this person I've been following for a long time is Philip Bloom. I'm sure a lot of you have heard of him. He doesn't post a ton of content on YouTube. I've been following him from the old Vimeo days, when Vimeo just started, and he was very big on that, which he still posts a lot of stuff on that. And there was another platform, I'm trying to remember it. There was another video platform that kind of died out. Somebody can remind me of it. It wasn't Google Video. It was something similar to Vimeo. It was one of the first ones you could do widescreen stuff on it, and it would actually frame it to widescreen. You guys let me know. But Philip Bloom, he is a filmmaker. He does do great work. He comes out with a lot of great content, and he does a lot of very in-depth content, and it is also fun to watch. He just came out with a video on the FX9, and it's like, I mean, he jokes about it. It's called, like, a film. It's saga. Is it over 2 hours? Is it an hour and something long? I watched the whole thing. It's crazy. It's very in-depth. It's great. He's great. As I said, he doesn't come out with content all the time, but he's a very great resource, and he's very knowledgeable, and he has a lot of things he's going to be telling you that come directly from the field, and they're going to help you when you're doing work in the field. He has a masterclass out now. I haven't looked at his masterclass before, but I'm sure it has some amazing content in it. So if you are just getting into filmmaking, or just trying to start doing video work, it'd probably be a great resource to try and look at it and purchase that and see how it is. If any of you guys have purchased his master class, let me know. I'd love to hear how it is as well. So Philip Bloom, he's my number one kind of follower on YouTube. And in the number 2 spot for following on YouTube is Caleb Pike, DSLR video shooter. He just posted a video. He's been doing it for 10 years. That just came out the other day or so. He's been doing content on YouTube for 10 years, and he's had a lot of great stuff. I've watched a ton of his camera reviews. They're very in-depth. He's very knowledgeable. He's very smart. He comes out with a lot of cool setups. I've kind of mimicked some of his setups that he shows about how doing home studios for shooting your own YouTube content. A lot of great, great stuff. And very smart and very methodical in the way he does stuff. Very, what's the word I want to use? He seems like he's very clean, and everything he does has put a lot of thought into it. I highly suggest if you haven't checked up Caleb Pike, he's got tons of great stuff. The next person that I follow a ton and I watch a lot of his content is Max. I'm going to butcher your last name, Yurvin. You guys can tell me how to say it properly. I apologize, Max. I'm just going to call you Max. I follow your stuff all the time, and you've really helped me and my company to invest in some certain gear. So Max does some really, really great in-depth reviews and technical things. And what I really love about his content, and where I really look at his content a lot, is his comparisons on computers and his comparisons on specs and eGPUs and stuff like that. He goes very in-depth and stuff. He must spend a lot of his own money, or money he's coming in through YouTube, buying different systems to test them out, or he's been given them, but he's using a lot of stuff with Apple, same kind of platforms that we're working on. And he's got a great page and somewhere where I'll go to before I'm going to go buy a new iMac. I'll watch his content. I'll see, is the iMac Pro a better investment for me to get over a regular iMac i7 or i9? Because he does all these comparisons, and it's really a great resource to see and to help save you money and to get systems that work really well. He had a video about his QNAPs that he uses. We watched those. I was doing a lot of research on that, and I ended up buying one of the QNAPs that he recommends. We've been using it for the last 4 or 5 months. I'm going to do a video on that later on about how we use the QNAP over Thunderbolt 3, but it's been an amazing system, and I first found out about the QNAPs from watching his channel. So again, somebody that I really recommend following is Max. I'm not even going to try to say your last name again. It's probably not even that tricky, but I'm just terrible with names, and I apologize. Okay, so the next person that I recommend you guys follow on YouTube is Mark Bone. Mark Bone is somebody I've known for a while. We don't know each other super well, but he lives in Toronto. He works very closely with a good friend of mine, and I know that Mark works in the industry. I know that Mark does work and does really good work, and I know that Mark knows what he is talking about, and that's one of those big credible things for me when I'm watching content from somebody, I'm listening to somebody speak on YouTube, is do they know what they're talking about? I can guarantee you Mark knows what he's talking about. He's a great director, he's a great filmmaker, and he's done awesome work, and he has a lot of great insight. So he's giving a lot of really great information that's really going to help you in getting better at your craft. So I highly recommend following Mark. So another person I really like to follow on YouTube and watch a lot of his content is Curtis Judd. Curtis is not the most, what's the word? He's not the most out there, fancy, over the top. He's not a Peter McKinnon. He's not like going to be in your face doing stuff like that. He is very clean and professional and straight to business. He's kind of, I would think he's like the Mr. Rogers of YouTube. He's like, sounds like he's a great guy. He just gets down to business. There's no funny business going on. He tells you what it is, and he does a ton of stuff on mics, a lot of great content on mics, on recorders, very in-depth on audio stuff. So when I'm looking at some different audio equipment, that's kind of where one of the places I would go to watch some of the stuff and get recommendations and see comparisons between that. And he does a lot of stuff on lighting as well. Again, he's a very technical person, so he's talking about stuff very technically, and he's also talking about using stuff in the field as well. I believe he does do a bunch of sound recording as well and goes out and does work. Great person to follow, especially if you're interested in trying to find out more about audio equipment and what audio equipment you should invest in and why. Another person I end up watching a lot of his content is Gerald Undone. Gerald Undone does a lot of technical reviews and a lot of very in-depth reviews as well. Seems to know what he's talking about. I like the way he does his videos. They're pretty fun to watch. I recommend following Gerald Undone. He does a lot of mic stuff. He does a lot of comparison, does a lot of camera comparisons, and technical reviews, as I said. So he's a good person to follow. Again, these are not videos you're going to be watching for entertainment like a vlog typically would be. This is going to be content you're going to be watching that is giving you more information and technical specs and things of learning about different equipment or different ways of doing things. So Gerald Undone is a great person to follow as well. Next person would be Daniel Schiffer. I think I'm saying his last name correctly. I've just started following his stuff in the last couple months. And I mean, he's one of the different ones that I follow over the other ones I've been talking about that typically are very technical and going into cameras and specs and different equipment that way and comparing things. His stuff is a lot about creating camera movement and doing videos and how he creates these really cool videos. And I think he's doing most of his stuff on a A7 III and creating really cool and creative things. So he's somebody that I follow and watch to kind of get some ideas and spark some ideas of different ways of doing camera movement and different things to think about and different ways of lighting things and thinking about how you can do stuff in a small space. He does some amazing stuff. He's got a lot of subscribers. He's got 1 million and something subscribers for good reason. Great person to follow. He's in Toronto as well. So a lot of Canadians on here. The last person I'm talking about is Christophe Benfi. We've met each other a couple times. We borrowed some gear off me a few years ago. Great guy. Like his work, and Christophe, I'm sorry if I said your last name wrong, but Christophe's stuff is amazing. Like he doesn't have that much stuff on YouTube, but he's got some really great tutorials and for some really interesting things, like very unique, very smart, very creative. Follow him on Instagram if you do not follow him on Instagram and look at the stuff he's doing. A lot of times he comes up with things I'm just like shaking my head at. I'm like, how did you do this? And how did you come up with the idea of doing this and trying this out and spending the time on it? Really great, really inspirational stuff and just a pleasure to watch. And I hope he comes out with more YouTube content and tutorials showing how he does these awesome things. So cheers. Thanks, guys. Thanks for watching another video. I hope you found this content useful. Let me know who are the YouTubers that you like to follow or the video makers or people on YouTube that you like to follow and why do you like to follow them? Who am I missing? Who should I be following? Let me know in the comments below. Let me know what you'd like to see in another video. Stay safe, everybody. Stay at home. Be calm. We're all going to get through this time. Drink your good craft beer. We'll see you in the next one.